Bonjour Capricorn and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your yearly tarot reading for 2023. So I hope you're all doing well and that you've had a good December month so far. And as always, I ask that you please remember those are general readings. They will not resonate with everybody, so take what applies and just drop the rest. I will be posting the Tarot Birth cards yearly readings next week, so I suggest that you check those out too to get a more comprehensive picture for 2023, or if this message does not resonate, these may resonate better with you. So what are the main energies that my Capricorn querents need to be aware of for 2023, please? I'm going to be doing a wheel spread and I'm going to be looking at the energies for each month for you. So let's see what we have. So we start in January with the 10 of coins. Wow, you start strong. And then in February, the Ace of Wands, beautiful. March, the Ace of Cups, wow, okay. April, the Seven of Swords. May, the King of Wands. June, Temperance, Major Arcana here. July, the World, another Major Arcana, big card. August, the Moon, another Major Arcana, that's interesting. September, the Queen of Swords. October, the Knight of Swords. November, the Star, beautiful energy and another Major Arcana. Let me put it here. And December, the Nine of Swords. Okay, let me put my deck on the side. Oh, no, I was about to forget. And the underlying energy, the energy that's going to be working all year round, that you may not be aware of, but it will be there, most definitely, is the Four of Coins. So let me put it out, put it there, and now I can put my deck on the side. So 2023 is the year of the Chariot. So this is a year where we are going to feel the drive to get a goal accomplished. The charioteer has his eyes on the prize and he pushes forward. Doesn't take any detour, he just goes for it. And whatever life throws at him, or her for that matter, they just embrace it, they take it in their stride, and they come out the other end triumphant. This is victory, but with a triumphant element, because this is your unstoppable willpower and determination that will get you to where you want to be. And when you combine this with the Four of Coins, I'm seeing that you are looking for some sort of comfort and stability in your life, because this is the coin energy, which is your energy, earth energy, to do with the physical realm, whether we're looking at home life, if you're a homemaker or if you are retired, or whether we're looking at work, so your career, or starting a business, starting a side hustle, or even developing your skill. There is this call for stability. The four, number four, is that strong foundation and stability. So the Four of Coins is that, maybe a desire to have some money set aside so that you don't have to worry about the future. Whatever the case may be, there's that yearning for some element of stability in your life. And you start with the Ten of Coins. Now, I'm not going to lie, for some of you, it may well be that this is because you started retirement. The Ten of Coins is the completion, the culmination, so it may be seen as the culmination of your career, as in, you know, retiring. You've done everything, you've achieved everything you could. This is also a card of inheritance, because it's a card of, you know, prosperity and abundance, having a lot of it. So it could be a card of inheritance, indicating that you get inheritance in that month, or a big lump of money. And that may well be because you've achieved a certain level in your career in that case, that, you know, you have plenty now, you're stable, and you have enough to give to others as well as yourself. If it's to do with a business that you have started, it may well be that it's become a brand name, you know, like you don't have to market as hard as you used to, because people just know your brand and they go for it, just like, you know, you would go with any other brand name in a specific field, whatever that field is. So this is really the combination. It may also talk about having maybe a success in your education, like if you've been studying something for a very long time, you've achieved, you know, you've passed with flying colors is another thing that may be talking about. But this is a very strong card to start the year with. It's my favorite card because it's the card of having it all. Whatever having it all means to you, because obviously, you know, all Capricorns are not living the same life around the world. That would be very boring, wouldn't it? And in February, you have a brand new door, a brand new opportunity that opens up. Now, it could be a direct consequence of this Ten of Coins if this is money that came your way. Or if it is, as I was mentioning, if it's to do with work, if your business, for instance, has reached a stage where it's firmly established, that may open new doors to expand. If you are retired, that means that you may be able to embrace something that's going to be very exciting because you've worked hard to get to the Ten of Coins, and now it's your time. It's your time to have a bit of fun and start new things that, you know, really ignite your heart and soul on fire, that you feel passionate about. And that's what the Ace of Wands represents. It's very exuberant is the word that comes to mind. So a door that opens, a project that comes your way, an invite to go on a very exciting trip that you've always wanted to do but you never had the time to do so. Or for some of you, you know, lucky devils, it may be a passionate relationship that comes your way. You encounter someone and they literally set you on fire. And I am not going to expand on that because I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. So the reason why I'm mentioning this as a last message is because there is this Ace of Cups, and obviously getting an ace in a reading is exciting because it's a brand new energy. Getting two aces is very exciting, particularly when it's to do with emotions, feelings, and then passion and desire. You can see where I'm going with this. So for some of you, if you don't want to be pregnant, I'd be careful, okay? That's all I'll say on this matter, because it could be the birth of a child. But this could be the birth of a true love that starts with passion and then that becomes that consuming love, you know, that emotional fulfillment, the, like, you know, you feel that you're recognized by the other person. And all of that obviously being the potential of it, and it will grow obviously, and you know, we'll see what happens with it, but it may well be something like that. If it's not to do with another person and so on, it can be, as I said, something that's going to bring you a lot of emotional happiness, because the Ace of Cups, this is the cup of happiness. It holds the liquid of your happiness, of your feelings, your love, literally. So these together really combine for an incredible time of brand new beginnings, excitement and emotional fulfillment that hold the potential to develop into something even bigger and even better. So you really start your first quarter, Ten of Coins, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. It's just beautiful and all new and exciting and fresh is what I'm getting. And then we move on to April, and we've got this Seven of Swords. Now the seven, same numbers as the Chariot, a big number of evaluation, analysis, drawing upon your experience in order to move forward. This is mental energy, so this is a mental breakthrough. This is working things out, thinking of maybe unorthodox ways of making something happen, but definitely making it happen. This is the card of, you know, work smarter, not harder. You will be heavily in your head in April trying to work something out, trying to make something happen, looking at the logistics is what I'm hearing, and how these things can kind of fall into place for things to move forward in the future. And then we move on in May with the King of Wands. Now this King of Wands may be something to do with what you're trying to work out with these brand new beginnings and excitement. This may be the other person if we're talking about a relationship here. Now remember, this is just the energy, and the Kings represents knowledge, expertise and mastery. So the kings are very confident by nature. Wands is fire energy, passion, desire, spirit. This is somebody who's very strong-willed, somebody who's very attractive, very charismatic, a very good leader, and someone who would take calculated risks. Definitely a go-getter, someone who makes things happen, not someone who's going to stand on their butt and wait for it to happen. Very active as well. Could be someone sporty is what I'm hearing, male or female. So this may have something to do with that. Alternatively, it could be you embodying this person because, you know, you've had a very exciting, fresh, brand new beginning. You've worked things out in your head and now you are in your power. You stand in your power, very confident and ready to take action and embrace what life has for you. A very active card, and a card that implies that you have faith in the fact that the universe has got your back. The King of Wands is also somebody who enjoys life. This is someone that enjoys going out, having a very good meal, having a drink. I'm not talking about being drunk. I'm talking about the pleasures, like my fellow French people know, of having a good glass of wine with a meal. That kind of thing. Someone who enjoys the little luxuries of life. That could be that person, and that could also represent the kind of energy that you will feel in you, you know, in May, you know, as the days grow longer and we can enjoy more time outside and that kind of thing. And then in June we have Temperance. Now this is your first major arcana, and I will say this, you have heavier energies towards the second half, if you look at where they are, towards the second half of the year. This is not a bad thing, these are good cards anyway, but from something that's heavy in minor arcana in the first 5 months, you know, with a new beginning, with, you know, a focus on what makes you happy, what excites you, and trying to make it happen, we then move on to bigger energies that have a longer term effect on your life. And we begin with Temperance, which is the card of moderation. It is also the card of patience, obviously, you know, not falling into excesses and being patient. But it's also the card of alchemy, and this is the message I'm getting particularly for your reading. It's, you know, mixing two different products or compounds or people or whatever the case may be, and coming out with something absolutely unique that didn't exist before. And this is what I'm getting, because this is you mixing all of this in order to get to the World, which is the major graduation card. Temperance is right before it, which is saying to me that in June you're going to go through that period of time where you're going to be mixing things up in order to maximize the outcome or what you're trying to achieve. If the King of Wands is not you, if it's a person linked to those new beginnings, this is you learning to adapt to this person in order to get the best results, you know, the very good relationship. Do you understand what I'm saying? Of course you can't respond. I'm filming it. Sorry, but that's the energy I'm getting. You know, it's mixing their personality, their motivations, their focus, their plans with yours in order to create something. So for some of you, yeah, I'm getting that. For others, as I said, this is you entering into this period of time where you are reconciling all of the aspects of the things that have happened during the first half and making something even better, drawing upon this and making something even better. And then in July you get the graduation card, the World. This is a beautiful card. That's the last of the major arcana. So notice how you close like some kind of a chapter at the beginning and at the end of the year. It's very clear. You've got 6 months here and 6 months there, and you have a clear divide right here. The World is success, no questions asked there. This is having learned all of the lessons you needed to learn, having evolved, having grown a lot, and standing in your own power and being happy and comfortable because you've graduated. The World, however, also talks about literally the world, so travel. I did mention that the Chariot could be a year where travel is involved, or maybe even relocation, and then it may be linked to this. There may be, if this was an offer for going on a trip of a lifetime, you may be going in July, if that's the case for you. If it's a plan of a relocation, this will happen in this month, if we're talking literal travel, obviously. And then after this, we move on to the moon. Now, the moon is a card of uncertainty, doubt, but also trusting your intuition in order to overcome this. This is going to be a month that's going to be quieter for you, where you may feel slightly more inwards rather than outwards, where you may feel the need to have more time with yourself. There may be some feelings that you have deeply compartmentalized, they're saying, or buried, that are coming up to the surface, and that's why you feel that need of going inward. But generally speaking, this is going to be slightly slower for you, and a time where you're not quite sure for some reason. There's going to be some doubts, maybe, or maybe because things don't appear as they are. It's nothing to be worried about. It's just, you can't always be on a high. That would be exhausting. So this is like that moment where you take a deep breath towards the second half, basically, of the month, of the year, sorry. And from this period of reflection, of dealing with that, you emerge as the Queen of Swords. To me, that's your energy. The queens are patience and understanding in tarot. This is the understanding of the mental realm. In other words, you can cut what no longer serves you. You've dealt with these uncertainties, and if there were feelings that had been trapped beneath, you've allowed them to go up, and now you're getting rid of them. The Queen of Swords is someone who's very fair, very sharp. Again, it's just the energy. But someone who's not going to stand for the BS. Someone who stands in her own power and can defend herself. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to cut off what no longer serves you, whatever that refers to. I'm not getting the vibe that it's something to do with what happens in the first month. I'm talking about something much older that is going to come to the surface and that you're going to be dealing with. And it could be linked to somebody, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be, for some of you, I have to get it out because otherwise it's not going to let me continue the reading because it's going to be there blocking me. But there may be someone in your family who really needed to be dealt with, and you're going to have a few words of choice to say to them, is what's coming to my head. The Queen of Swords can be very sharp with her tongue. Because the swords, as I always say, they cut. And that's not because they're mean, it's just because they're factual. Swords people are factual people. They will call a cat, and it's not to everybody's taste, and so be it. But this will be your energy, very direct energy. Anyway, Capricorns are very direct, which I love them for, and that will be the kind of energy you will be in September after this period with the moon. And it may well be that someone appeared in a way and they were different, they were not good people, and this transpires in September and you deal with it, and good for you if this is the case. We then move on to the Knight of Swords, which is for the month of October. Now the Knights represents taking action, things moving forwards, and this is the fastest of the Knights. This is the air element. The Knight of Swords is someone who has all of the resources they need in order to go forward. Whether it's data, fact, experience, they just go for it. I know that the Knight of Swords has a bad reputation of being reckless and so on in the tarot world. I am not getting this shadow side at all. I am getting you decisively moving on, moving forward, after having cut something or someone off, after having laid to rest is what I'm hearing, something that you had buried deeply. And this is you taking the reins of your life and just going for it. No doubts, no hesitation. There you go. And in November, you have the beautiful energy of the star, another major arcana. Now, this is healing. This is and obviously there are layers to the cards, but the star is hope, is looking at the future in a more positive way, and being divinely guided by your spirit team, whether it is God, the angels, your ancestors, source, whatever you want to call it. The star also heals you, so if it's not been easy to cut this something or someone off, or to say the words you had to say to that person, this is a time in November where you're going to recover, you're going to nurture yourself, you're going to feel like your spirit team is around you and you are protected and guided. The star is definitely that. You are being guided, you're on the right track, and there is a reason for hope. And then in December, there's going to be a lot of heavy mental energy with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords represents really fears, worries and anxiety that we kind of make up in our own head because we're looking at possible outcomes. And, you know, instead of focusing on the good possible outcomes, we have a tendency to focus on the negative possible outcomes. This is a card that calls for courage and to look at those thoughts and realize that they are just thoughts, and that what you focus on will manifest. So making sure that we do not focus on negative thoughts, and trying to, you know, lighten up, which is easier said than done, I understand, but I can see that the energy will be slightly heavier in December, so I'm going to clarify the Nine of Swords for you. So can we clarify the Nine of Swords energy for my lovely Capricorns, please? It's really, you know, that sword breaks you free from the Eight of Swords, which is the prison of the mind. Okay, so that jumped, but this is saying that you are protecting yourself. You've got the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords together. The Two of Swords is protecting yourself, not making a decision, if you see, because this is you, this is the core of you, and you're not making a decision because you're not ready to make it. It may be that you're not ready to commit to something. It may be that you are not ready to reveal something to somebody. And this is the cause of the anxiety and the worries, because you're thinking, what are they going to say? What are they going to think? What if, what if, what if? And that's the energy in December that I'm feeling. Can we have one more card, please, for December? Yeah, your guard is up, I can see that. This card is calling me, so I'm going to grab it for you. And you have the Three of Wands, growth and expansion. So you're protecting yourself about... you're protecting something. That Three of Wands represents growth, expansion, having a sense of direction and something that's growing. For some of you, I'm not going to lie, you may be pregnant and you do not know how to tell somebody. Which is why your guard is up and you're having worries and anxiety about how they're going to react. If that's the case, please don't, okay? It's a beautiful thing. Just, you know, do not fear that. That's for some of you. I had to get it out of the way. For others, it may be an idea that you are nurturing because you've taken action and you've decided to go in a certain way and you are worried about people's reaction. Do not be, okay? You do you. My best piece of advice is you do you. No one knows better than you what's good for you, and at the end of the day, as long as you are not intentionally hurting somebody, then it's perfectly fine. But do not allow this heavy mental energy of fears, worries and anxiety to stop you from this beautiful growth that's happening with the Three of Wands. It's a very positive card to clarify this anxiety that you have. Just allow things to grow, allow things to unfold the way they're meant to. Note that you go from the Ace of Wands all the way to the Three of Wands. It's growing. Trust it. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. As always, I thank you for your time. It is your most precious commodity. I'm so grateful you chose to spend it with me. Thank you for all the support you gave me this year. And my lovely Capricorns, I wish you a truly magical and wonderful 2023. Until next time, au revoir.